Assalamu alaikum. Just have to adjust the mic, I guess I'm too tall. Ilhan, I can use hugs, so thank you. No one is allowed to leave without giving me a hug. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Most of you know me. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Deeqo Jibril. I am a candidate for Boston City Council, District 7. Thank you, Representative Malia, for being here tonight. You have been by my side since the beginning of my campaign, and I'm so grateful to have you. Thank you. I'd like to thank Representative Ilhan Umar for joining us all the way from Minnesota. Representative Umar is very inspirational to all of us, and thank you to her leadership. Many Somali Americans have had the courage to answer their call to public service, including myself. So thank you for leading the way. Last November, Representative Ilhan won her election to become the first state representative in Minnesota and became the first Somali American to be elected as a legislator in the United States of America. Yes, she is the first Ilhan Umar. Wow. Nationally. That day, I took comfort in knowing that in spite of what had happened, we still have the power to continue to move the country forwards, not backwards. At a local level, today I am more inspired by that than ever before. This time last week, the streets of Charlottesville, Virginia were filled with people who had organized it with hatred in their hearts. We also saw a number of people who came out to face the dangers, to stand up for hateful groups and say no. Today, here in Boston, we see yet another one of these dividing rallies, which is why it's so important that we're all here to advocate, unite, and make progress. Many of us here today came to this country because we came as refugees after our own country was destroyed by civil war. We know firsthand what had happened when those who lead further divide a nation, encouraging us to fear those who do not look like us. Many people were surprised and even outraged to see stories that came out of Virginia. But those of us here in Boston know these feelings have always existed quietly. We know this because we struggled decades against racism and ethnic divisions right here in Boston. We even face it with our own communities. But consider this, people think often Boston as an Irish city. Irish Americans have long been community leaders, business owners, elected officials, but once before they were considered as outsiders too. This very hall we are standing today was founded by an Irish organization dedicated to fighting anti-Irish sentiments. It served as the center of social and cultural life and political organizations for the neighborhoods of Irish population. It was a huge rift for new residents of Boston who were not always welcomed. Today, Boston's immigrants came from all over the world. And we want the whole city to feel as welcoming as Hibernian Hall was once to Irish immigrants, and now to African Americans. I am so proud to live in a city that had led the resistance against policies created to divide us. When I'm out in the district, people always ask me, how can we help you make this community better and safer? My answer always been the same. You know what was my answer? Vote. I want to tell you today that your voice matters and your vote matters. Now more than ever, do not sit and let someone else decide to speak for you and your family. Now it's our time. Can you repeat after me? Now it's our time. I always tell the young people I meet, run for office, be brave. You will never regret taking action for something you believe in. Representative Umar's victory gave me the confidence to run for office. I hope my candidacy does the same for others, maybe even some of you in this room tonight. What I have learned from talking to people from different neighborhoods of District 7 is that we must put our differences aside. We have more in common than we think. Yes, I am a woman. Yes, I am an immigrant. Yes, I am a single parent. Yes, I am a Muslim. Yes, I am black. And all I am so proud to be in all of these things. But above all, we are all Americans. Our stories are not so different, regardless of where we come or when we came to America. We must unite and integrate because we are not going back. This is our nation now, but unless we get involved, unless we work together to elect more diverse voices to represent us, we will never truly be home. Everyone wants to talk about what makes me different as a candidate. But more importantly, I want you to see me as someone who has worked hard and delivered real results. I will continue to do that as your city councilor. If elected, I will be the first Muslim ever elected to the Boston City Council and the first Somali American elected to higher office in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Together, we have the opportunity to make history together right here at home. I went to end with a story recently. I met with a group of local hospitality workers from Unite Here and Dudley Square. I was lucky to earn the union endorsement and was meeting with the members of the first time. When I got to give my speech, I got so emotional. I realized that the same building I was delivering my speech as a city council was the same building I went to collect public assistance benefits years ago when I was struggling to provide for my kids. I received trainings and workforce. I was able to get back on my feet, become a full-time organizer, activist, and a local business owners, and even to run for office. This shows that when you give people the opportunity to succeed, they will not only settle for just getting by, they will make the most of it, your investment in them. As your city council, I will always be your ally. I thought you guys were gonna clap, I was gonna take a break. Thank you. I have spent my career fighting to improve the lives of my friends and families. I always serve as a strong advocate for all of you. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I am humbled by the support you have shown me. Together we can take the work we have begun all the way to city level. Thank you.